Hello, my love. You guys need to help me find a new, welcoming statement because, child, I can't keep saying, "Welcome to my channel." I'm actually thinking of saying something else, so you guys will help me. Um, Maybe come up with something else, but yeah. So I know this is the long awaited video. I've seen some of your comments, and I took some time to also do my own research as well, because I wasn't really sure about the new policies in China. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I did my research. Yes, a couple of people have lost their jobs, unfortunately. Some companies have been letting go of teachers as well, due to the new policy. All right, I want you all to understand that the new policy is actually it's not a law, but it's just a new regulation. Okay, it's if you've worked in the online industry for quite some time, you'll understand, you kind of empathize and understand as to why it came about, but it's more so to do with just regulating the hours of classes that children actually get, after hours. In my previous experience, I have also experienced children being tired in class, children not being able to concentrate because they've had, imagine you have 8 hours of school, right? And then after that 8 hours, you have more classes after that. So it's kind of understandable why they would want to regulate the hours that children actually get, extracurricular or extra classes. It actually does make a lot of sense, because at the end of the day, children go to school, they have their own school, other subjects to attend to, and yeah, it really kind of makes sense. But when you think about it from your pocket, it's like taking money out of your pocket. But I'm just going to crack down a little bit on what it's all about, what are certain points that maybe you'll have to look out for within the new policy. And yeah, to be honest, some teachers are also quite in China, they're actually quite stressed as well about these new regulations, because everyone is just trying to get a better understanding of them. But they have been changing, it was implemented. I have a few notes over here. It was implemented on the 20th. It was issued, on the 20th of July, but they have been changing and updating the policy every 2 weeks. So there might be another one even after this, maybe an additive, maybe, or an added clause after this video as well. But basically what I want to just talk about is that this is the policy that is going to regulate the hours, the teaching hours that some children get. But yeah, let's get right into it. I hope that some of you are not very stressed. I do know that this is quite stressful, especially for us, teachers in different countries, especially in South Africa. You tend to get stressed because you don't know what the future holds, especially with us in South Africa, with how bad things are, and the unemployment rate being so high. You will definitely get stressed and think about, oh my gosh, what other options do I have? Right, so I'm going to get right into it. Keep on watching. All right, so I'm just going to give you just sort of like a crackdown of what the policy actually says. All right, so I have it over here. It's called the 720 policy, or policy 720, however you want to say it. So what China is basically trying to do is they're trying to provide affordable housing, education, and healthcare. And obviously the central government hopes to see a rise in the birth rate as well, in response to providing affordable housing, education, and healthcare. So what this entails is that they want the public sector to play a larger role and restrict the role of private enterprises in education. So that's why you can see that, this is actually going to hit some private entities, because a lot of companies that are actually offering tutoring services are actually from outside. All right, so it's from foreign countries. All right, so basically they want to cut the ties between the private capital market and the tutoring sector. That's what they're trying to do. This is largely going to impact the online ESL sector. All right, so what they're trying to do is propose a more scientific use of after class time. All right, so the State Council has implemented the new policy for children to have a balance. Okay, as I previously mentioned, children will be tired, but then that means that it will, the online ESL teaching sector will actually have less hours. Less operating hours, which may or may not also result in less pay. But that's obviously a conversation that's still going on. All right, so they're trying to regulate training activities for preschool children. So unfortunately, this means a contraction of online ESL education for Chinese children below the age of 6 or 7. All right, so basically what they're trying to do is they want children to have a more balanced form of education, right? And also give them more time to also be kids. But I know that a lot of people will literally say, oh my God, the preschool sector, it's been the one that had the majority of the demand. There's still a demand in China, guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that. But I'm going to get more into it in this video. So I'm just going through some of the points that I made from the 720 policy and some that I've also picked up from other sources as well. It's already been implemented in 9 cities. So basically, I'm just giving you a background. It's been implemented in 9 cities and have been selected to pilot 3 measures to clamp down on private tutoring of core academic subjects, to extend school offerings for after-school activities within the public sector, okay, and to regulate, as I mentioned, to regulate private tutoring companies and therefore the fee charging as well. So the 9 cities are Beijing, Shanghai, Shenyang, Guangzhou, Chengdu, I can't say some of these words, Nantong, Weihai, I don't know if it's Weihai or Weihai, Jiangxi, and then Zhengzhou. Okay, so these policies, they state that it also depends on what the company has registered themselves as. Okay, so if obviously your company has registered themselves as an online English education company, then obviously, yeah, they will get hit. Okay, but if they have registered themselves as a technology, an IT service company, instead of a training company, that means that they won't be hit anytime soon. So I have a list of those companies here. So if you are teaching for VIPKid, Magic Ears, QKid, GoGoKid, Dada, Wales English, 51 Talk, there's also a couple of them as well. That means that you won't be hit. Your company will not be hit at the moment, because there's still certain, one thing I like to say about regulations and all of that, they're gray. They're not black and white. Okay, there are certain ways that companies know what to do. Companies know how to go around, certain things as well. But they will try their best to keep the teachers that they currently have. All right, because I have spoken to a few teachers as well that have taught for VIPKid, Magic Ears, QKid as well. All right, so after reading the articles, this is what I can say that we can actually prepare for. Okay. So the best scenario is that Chinese-based online ESL platforms such as VIPKid, as I mentioned, will not be impacted. So if you work for VIPKid, if you see VIPKid advertising, apply, because they will not be impacted. All right. But obviously, this might happen within the next year or so. But at least you have a longer period of time to actually plan and put some action plans in place, and just properly prepare yourself, and just decide how to go on about it. All right, so the worst case scenario is that the Chinese-based online ESL companies are told to end their contracts with every teacher outside of China. That hasn't happened yet, but just prepare yourself that it might happen within the next year or so. So somewhere in between You know, some companies are making people sign 3-year contracts so they can say, these are the teachers that we have. We can't just let people go. All right. So some companies are thinking about their teachers and they're just like, these are the teachers that we currently have and they've signed 3-year contracts. So what are we going to do? What can we do? So obviously maybe they will be able to extend it to the next 3 years. Or maybe we don't know what's going to happen, but that's just some strategies that some companies are trying to implement. All right, so that's just to give you kind of a background of what the policy 720 says, or what the 720 policy really more or less has. All right, but as I mentioned, the policy, the policy is actually a bit gray. Nothing is actually in black and white at the moment. There are a few things that the online ESL schools are also trying to negotiate, and also trying their best to just get around. But there are companies that will be greatly impacted, and there are companies that won't be impacted. As I previously mentioned, companies that have registered as training companies, unfortunately will have to shut down. Okay, but then companies that are registered as technology and IT services, or registered as something else completely, they won't be as impacted as training companies. When it comes to teaching abroad, there will be other opportunities as well, apart from just teaching English. You can definitely apply to private schools or international schools. You definitely can apply to public schools as well. Obviously, the requirements will change. There will be a great change in the requirements and the minimum requirements from foreign teachers as well. So look out for that. I'm still doing some research in terms of the teaching abroad, but I do know that some of my friends that I have that are in China at the moment, they are really quite stressed. And some of them, you obviously won't be able to leave the country and come back. So some of them are actually quite scared to leave the country, because if you leave, you don't know if you'll have a job when you go back. Okay, so it's just about securing the bag. It's just about you being secure and just say, okay, at least now I have a job. I'll see maybe before the year ends, how to go about it. But companies are also changing from listing themselves as English teaching schools, but as drama and arts, okay, and all of the other extracurricular schools, I guess. But yeah, that's just what it is. So it's just an administrative policy. It's not the law. It's just a regulation. The other point that I wanted to make is that at the end of the day, when things change within industries change all the time. Remember, this industry has been operating for the past 10 years. So the online ESL teaching industry has been around for about 10 years, over 10 years, I think. And also teaching abroad has also been around for over 10 years. Okay, so wanting to change a lot of things from something that has been going on for the past, it's going to take a lot. So there won't be a lot of, let me rather say, damaging or greatly impacting changes that are actually going to occur. You need to understand that there still is a demand in China for foreign ESL teachers. Okay, there still is a demand for that. It's just that they want to be able to regulate it so that children can have a good school and life balance. All right, so that means shorter hours. Some companies, obviously, due to the shorter hours, they might even say less pay. But then at the end of the day, you have other options as well to go solo. Okay, so I made a few notes. I hope you don't mind me also looking down, because I had to make notes because this is a lot of information. So companies are obviously trying to adapt. They're changing to becoming drama and art schools, technology, as well as IT. Non-Chinese companies are currently having a huge influx of teachers that are currently applying. And at the moment, some teachers, at the end of the day, you need to look at your lifestyle. You need to look at the stage you are in your life. If currently you want stability, you want a consistent income, this online ESL teaching has been, your main source of income, you will definitely panic. You will definitely feel like, oh my God, tomorrow I have kids to feed, I have bills to pay. I ain't gonna stick around and wait, child. I'm not gonna stick around and wait. All right. So it's kind of understandable because a lot of teachers are currently resigning from Chinese companies and moving into non-Chinese companies. There are a lot of non-Chinese companies out there, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I have worked for schools in South Korea, in Saudi Arabia, in India, in Vietnam as well. I've worked for Vietnamese companies as well. So there are a lot of non-Chinese companies out there. I know that some non-Chinese companies out there have not been paying as much as Chinese companies because there's been a higher demand coming from Chinese companies. All right, so here's a list of some of the companies that will not be affected as well. These are non-Chinese ESL companies. It's EF, which is First English, Latin Higher, Cambly, and VIPKid. There's also another one called Outschool as well. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so obviously you're going to ask yourself, oh my God, what's next? Right? That's what you're going to ask yourself. There are other online ESL companies. There's absolutely no need to panic. Okay, stay positive. And I think sometimes, when you lose a job or when something just happens abruptly like this, you always think about, oh my God, and you always get frustrated. You always ask yourself, oh my God, what am I going to do? How can I get out of this situation? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And to be honest, one thing I've learned is that I've always learned to sit down and just reflect. Okay? Reflect, just pause, reflect, stay positive, and just ask yourself, what are my skill sets? What are my skill sets? Like, what can I do? What can I offer? Like, where to from here? All right. I know that as people, we don't normally think in that way, especially if you have children. I know that, South Africa has been the most hit as well when it comes to employment. There are so many people that are unemployed as well, and so many people that are looking for jobs even out of the country as well. And listen here, there's you are entitled to do that, definitely. You absolutely can do that for yourself, because at the end of the day, you really need to take care of yourself and you need to take care of your family. All right, so for me, from my side, I would definitely say stay positive and learn to adapt. Just reflect, just think about what are the different skills that I actually do have. All right, and being independent or going solo. All right, you can definitely go solo online. There are a lot of Facebook. I've seen a lot of students just saying, hi teachers, or just posting something and just saying, hey, I would like a teacher, maybe someone that can teach me English, maybe for X amount of hours, and I'm willing to pay them maybe, I don't know, $10 per hour. Okay, so it's all up to you. How you decide to go about it, but there is definitely still a demand for online ESL teachers. You will definitely see vacancies in Saudi Arabia, in South Korea, and in India as well. I've seen some as well. It's just that, some of them, I just want to do my research, because some things are just, some of them are scams, because I like to wait to get a review, because, that's my time. And my time is this, it's money, okay? It's this chankuras. All right, so learn to connect with other teachers as well. That's what I've been doing. I've been sliding in DMs, I've been sliding people's DMs. I've been asking questions. I've also been getting a few emails as well. I've been answering some of your emails just so that you can get an understanding of what's going on, where my mind is at. Some companies, I know some of them, they're trying to keep their teachers for as long as they can until the shutdown actually happens, which is not really great, because at the end of the day, you need to prepare your teachers, because you're working with other people and you're affecting other people's lives, right? So you definitely have to prepare your people in time. The other thing is that As an online ESL teacher, when you sign a contract, it states that you are an independent contractor. So now I'm going to go into the different skill sets that you might have acquired while online teaching, and those that you still may acquire when you're online teaching, okay, as an online teacher. At the end of the day, when you are an online ESL teacher, when you sign a contract, you sign a contract as an independent contractor. Okay, it's freelancing, but you are signing a contract as an independent contractor. So you need to start thinking big. You need to start dreaming big as well. Okay, you have acquired marketing skills as well. All right, so having an entrepreneurial mindset does not mean that you are necessarily, oh my God, you're hustling and, it's just you being able to have a growth mindset and being able to think to yourself and just say, oh my gosh, what can I do? This is what I can do. These are the different innovative things that I can do in order to make money. Okay, you've acquired marketing skills. You have acquired technology skills. I want you to think about all of that and be able to say, even if you're working in a different sector, maybe this is was a part-time job for you, those are certain skills that you can definitely add, especially during COVID. This is a skill that I've always had, and I never realized that it would be so beneficial, especially during this era. All right, because you're able to think about how can I optimize my time? How can I be more productive? Okay, so there are many skills that you can acquire and that you already have acquired. I want you to think about that deeply. I want you to think about the fact that, whenever you are filming an introductory video, and I've seen on LinkedIn, you didn't hear from me, but anyway, I have even seen on LinkedIn that some companies have actually introduced the whole intro video. So even interview videos where you talk about yourself, where you talk about your background, so all of these are transferable skills that you can actually transfer into the corporate world at the end of the day. All right, and there will always be somebody that will want to learn English, because English is a global language. All right, so chill, relax, my baby, relax. Okay, but try to look at the bigger picture. Learn to always see the bigger picture as well, and just try to be optimistic. I know that sometimes, I've also been there as well, where I could just not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm just going to keep pushing, and I'm just going to have faith in myself and in God, and just say, you know what, I will get through this. Something is going to come up. All right. And sometimes, we tend to wait for certain opportunities to come by. But sometimes you don't realize that you are the one that's supposed to start. And you are the one that's supposed to actually do something about your situation and make opportunities. So try to think about how can you, or which companies you can apply to. I will leave a link down below of non-Chinese companies, but please know that some of them, if you're working for a Chinese company, your hours would be reduced, your students might have reduced as well. Start looking for other companies as well. All right, there are some students as well that will use VPN to try and reach out to other teachers, other foreign teachers as well. I've also had a few students, even past students, that have contacted me on Skype and just said, hey teacher, are you offering independent classes? Due to my 9-to-5 job, there's so many hours that I can actually offer, but I have been thinking about that as well. To everyone that has asked me about, coaching independently, and also maybe if I will be able to look at your CVs, as well as helping you with your videos, and also helping you market yourself as an online ESL teacher as well. I'll be more than happy to help. All right, but just send me an email if you do require such extra services. I have been thinking about, creating an ebook for you guys, maybe a free ebook that will just give you, really, really in detail steps on how to get into the online ESL teaching space. So just try to have a positive mind, try to be positive. I'm always that kind of a person. Even though I'm going through something, I'm always thinking about, okay, how can I get through this? I'm always trying to be specific. I'm always trying to be, open man. So just do a mini self-assessment. Just conduct a mini self-assessment and just think about, your work portfolio, your CV, your past experiences. Think about the stage of life that you are currently in. You have kids, you're married. If you're not, get out of the country. Like, maybe I shouldn't be advising this, but like that's an option. You're still young, you're still fresh. You can definitely leave. If you can, you should. But if you can't, there are other companies out there that are looking for your skill set. There are other companies even within the IT space. There are companies even within other, customer service jobs as well, remote international customer service jobs that are looking for teachers. I just want you to start thinking about that. Also going solo, there are groups on Facebook, people that you can reach out to. Skaba shy, my darling, don't be shy, okay? Learn to reach out to people and just say, hey, my name is so-and-so. Always be respectful. Don't approach people or slide in people's DMs with a sense of entitlement. Be respectful and just say, I would like to ask if you have maybe 2 minutes of your time. Can we just schedule a Zoom call? Can we just schedule a video call, or whatever whatever is more comfortable? All right, or just a quick text. It could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be, I have my email. You guys have seen my email. Send me an email if you'd like I said, one-on-one sessions, or what you would like definitely to see on my channel so that I can best help you, because at the end of the day, I want to help you. Okay, I want to help you. I want to give you more information. Sometimes we tend to think that everybody knows about this, until I actually posted a video which now has more than 13K views. I'm literally shocked, and to be honest, I feel a little bit bad, because I keep asking myself, what if I had posted this earlier on? Maybe I could have even reached more people. So please share my videos with your friends, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you would like help with at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I want my channel to be of value to you. Okay, the one-on-one sessions, send me an email, DM, you know what to do. Whatever you feel comfortable with, you can reach out to me, you can let me know what you need, then we can just schedule something and just have a chat. Okay, I'll help wherever I can with individual TEFL certificate questions. Child, I can't help with that. I'm sorry. Some of your questions, I just ask myself, which TEFL is this one? Because there are a lot of TEFLs. I'm not, guys, I can't. If I've done it, I'll help. But if I don't have it, child, I don't know how I'm going to help with that. In terms of talking about some of the schools I've taught for, the thing is, there are people that get other people fired. And that has been something that has been going on for quite some time. So a lot of people that are actually in the online ESL teaching space, they don't like disclosing some things, because some of the things that we say here are just to help you, so that it's something that you can be mindful of and just be able to look out for. There's certain people that would literally maybe contact a recruiter and say, hey, did you see what this teacher has said? And then we get fired. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious about talking about some of the schools that I have that I'm teaching for. Or some of the schools that I've taught for, because at the end of the day, a school can also reach out to you. I haven't left any online ESL teaching school like with nonsense and whatever. I always try to be amicable and just say, okay, fine, I've received another opportunity, this is what's happening. Or maybe if my 9 to 5, because I always disclose that I have a 9 to 5 to these online ESL companies. Some of them, they will require more time, and I won't be able to, and unfortunately I won't be able to teach for them anymore. So that's something that you should just look out for. But I will leave a list of Chinese ESL teaching companies down below. But yeah, I just want to give you guys legit information. I don't want to say, hey, this is working, because at the end of the day, my videos are not sponsored, child. Like, they're not sponsored. I'm just giving you information that's going to help you at the end of the day, because we all need to make some coin. Okay, we all need to get the bag. All right, because at the end of the day, cost of life and cost of living is too high. All right, my lovelies, so I'm going to end the video here. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that it was of value to you. Please let me know what you would like to see on my channel going forward. But yeah, that's it from me. Bye, darling. Ciao.